everyone, it's me, Teacher Danica. For today, I will do my best to give you a very comprehensive discussion on how we do sentence diagramming correctly. So without further ado, really this time, let's begin. To demonstrate how to diagram simple sentences. First, what is sentence? Sentence is a group of words giving a complete thought. Every complete sentence contains two parts, a subject and a predicate. The subject is what or whom the sentence is about, while the predicate tells something about the subject. Before we proceed in diagramming a sentence, let's talk about first the basic rules in diagramming a sentence. First is identify the sentence elements. Your next step is place the subject, verb, direct object together and underline them. Write a vertical line and separate the subject from the verb. Next is separate the direct object from the verb with a vertical line that does not cross the underline. Last rules is keep adjectives and articles with a noun they modify and place them on separate diagonal lines touching the words they modify. The first example of simple sentence is the fat monkeys eat yellow bananas. In this sentence, the fat monkeys eat yellow bananas. The fat describe the monkeys and yellow describe the bananas. Going back to our initial steps, we pull out the subject monkeys and the verb eat and our direct object bananas and we place them on a line together. Next, we separate the subject and the verb with a vertical line that crosses the underline. Then, we separate the verb and the direct object with a vertical line that does not cross the underline. And the fat are both words that describe the monkeys. So, they need to form a unit and stay together as a unit in the diagram. We indicate this by placing those words each on their separate diagonal line. That touches the line with the word they describe. The and fat describe the monkeys, so they are connected to the monkeys in the diagram. Yellow describe bananas, so on its own diagonal line, coming out from bananas, the word it modifies. Another example sentence is subject and verb sentence with modifiers. The example sentence is the little girl played. Very simple. So what is the subject in the sentence? The girl. And what did the girl do? The girl played, and that is a verb. Now we do have some modifiers. We've got a determiner, a type of an adjective describing this noun, girl. Which girl? The girl. We've got another simple adjective, little. Which girl? Little girl. This diagram shows how they work together. The subject drives the verb And we have two modifiers telling us more about the subject. Next, we have diagramming sentences with direct object. Direct objects is verbs that express physical or mental action are called action verbs. Some action verbs are complete in themselves, but others pass their action onto other elements in the sentence. These elements are called the objects of the action verbs. Direct object is an action verb that is followed by a words that answer the question what or whom. Such words are called direct objects. The example sentence is the class is planning a trip. The subject in the sentence is the class. So we're gonna write there the word class. And the verb in the sentence is planning. And the trip is the thing that they are planning. And that is a direct object. When you diagram a sentence that has a direct object, you're going to have your subject and predicate on the horizontal line. Like we've been working on class is planning with a definite article which is the under the class. For the trip, you're going to do a half of a vertical line. Only on the top half and put the direct object on the right hand side. And then write a slant line from the left down to the right hand side for the article under the word trip. Next is diagramming sentences with indirect object. An indirect object answer the question to whom or what, or for whom or what, after an action verb. Almost always a sentence has an indirect object, only if it has a direct object as well. In the sentence, the indirect object appears between the verb and the direct object. Example sentence is, most agency charge customers high prices. Most agency charge customers high prices. Agency is our subject and charge is the verb. Agency, ano mali? Ano mo nga? Example sentence is, most agency charge customers high prices. The agency is our subject and charge is our verb. They are charging high prices. So the prices is our direct object because it was described by the word high, which is an adjective. Customers are the people who are being charged to the prices. So that's an indirect object. Now, when we diagram this one, we have agency, our subject, and charge is our verb. With the word most under agency. And the word prices is the direct object is going to go on that horizontal with the half line separating it. High goes underneath prices because it's describing the prices. And the indirect object, customers, is going to go off a diagonal line with a horizontal line. Customers is going to go on that. Horizontal, leaving this vertical. Now we are going to diagram a subject complement, predicate nominative, and predicate adjective. Subject complements complete the meaning of the subject and always follow linking verbs, so they're pretty easy to spot. Our sentence order will look like this: the subject, linking verb, and complement. Now, the complement can take two forms. Your complement will either be called a predicate nominative and predicate adjective. Predicate nominative or PN are nouns in the predicate that equal the same as or equate to the subject. Now let's look at an example of predicate nominative. Jean is a teacher. Our verb in this sentence is the linking verb is. Next is to find a subject. We ask who or what is in the sentence. The answer is Jean. Jean is our subject. Now, to find a predicate nominative, we're going to ask ourselves, Jean is what? In this sentence, the answer is teacher. First, to diagram this sentence, write a horizontal line to represent our main sentence. We have our vertical line to separate our verb and our subject. But here we're going to add a backslash slanted line to show the predicate nominative. Now, keep in mind, if our line is straight up and down at straight vertical, we will be notating a direct object which you cannot have with a linking verb. So it's very important that when you have a linking verb, you know to make sure that your line following the verb is slanted. Now, we simply just add our parts to the diagram. Our linking verb is. And our subject is Jean. And our predicate nominative or RPN is teacher. Next is predicate adjective or PA, are adjectives in the predicate that modify the subject. Now let's look at how the diagram with the predicate adjective. Harry is hardworking will be our example sentence for this. Harry is hardworking. Now in this sentence, Harry is our subject. In the predicate, we see the adjective hardworking, and hardworking is reaching back and describing Harry all the way in the subject. Here you see the linking verb is will act as a connector between the adjective hardworking and the word it modifies in the subject, which is Harry. Okay, so let's look at how to diagram this sentence. First thing we do to diagram this sentence is write a horizontal line. Our subject predicate division And again, we have a slanting line going backwards. Going backwards to separate our linking verb from our predicate adjective. And then simple fill in this diagram, our linking verb is, our subject is Harry, and our predicate adjective is hardworking.
Hello everyone, I am teacher Laura Nicolosa and I am here to demonstrate how to diagram some sentences with these elements. So let's start with the modifiers, which are the adjective and adverbs. As we all know, an adjective refers to the word that modifies or describes a noun or pronoun. But take note class that an adjective is for noun or pronoun only. And the adjective that we are talking to is the one that comes before the subject or before the word it modifies. And in diagramming an adjective, it should be placed on a slanted line under the word it modifies. On the other hand, an adverb refers to the word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. And just like an adjective, to diagram an adverb, it should be placed under the word it modifies, of course. But don't be confused because an adverb has a bunch of roles. And the key here is to identify what is exactly the word it modifies. So let's practice it, and I have here a sentence with adjective and adverb. So the first step to diagram a sentence is to draw a solid horizontal line and another line which is a vertical line to separate the subject from the verb. So our subject here, of course, is the word thief. So we have to write it here in the subject part, thief. And our verb, of course, is the word escape. So as part of diagramming also, of course, it is given that we have to write the word a or whatever, or just like the articles under this word or under the word they modifies. So we have to write a here. And we have to keep it capital letter because it is the start of the sentence for our readers to not be confused on how to read the sentence. So we have here another words or words, which is the very, and the other one is young. Very young. So let us first identify what is the adjective in the two. What is exactly the word that modifies the thief? Is it the word very, or is it the word young? So let us ask a question. What kind of thief escaped quickly? So according to the sentence, the thief that escaped quickly is a young thief. Therefore, the word young modifies our subject, which is the thief, and it is considered as an adjective, and as I said a while ago, it must be written under the word it modifies. It must be written on a slanted line under the word it modifies. So let us write young here. So if it is an adjective, what is the word very? What is it, an adjective or is it an adverb? So let us look at the sentence. What does the word very modifies? Does it modify the thief or does it modify the word young? So let us see. Let us look at the sentence. How young is the thief? How young is the thief that escaped quickly? According to the sentence, The thief that escaped quickly is a very young thief. How young is the thief? Very young. Therefore, the word very modifies an adjective, which is the word young, and therefore it is considered as an adverb. So, an adverb must be right under the word it modifies. So, it modifies the word young, and it must be right here. We have to write a semi-rectangle and write the word very under the word young. So, very. So, we have another word, a last word on the last part, which is the word quickly. Quickly, of course, is an adverb. Why? Because it modifies the word escape. How does the young thief escape? He escaped quickly. Therefore, we have to write the word quickly under the word it modifies. And which word is that? It is the word escape. So we have to write a slanted line here. As I said a while ago, don't be confused. Because an adverb has a bunch of rows. And the key to avoid confusion is to identify what is exactly the word it modifies. So we have to write the word quickly here under the word escape. Okay, let's check our word. A very young thief escaped quickly. So that's all. We are able to diagram the sentence with adjective and adverb. We're done with the modifiers, so now let us proceed to another element, which is a prepositional phrase. But first, what is a prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase is a group of words that consists of a preposition, its object or what we call the object of the preposition, and any other word that is used to modify that object. So class, take note of this. If there is a presence of a preposition, any preposition, that words or that group of words is already considered as a prepositional phrase. Take note of that. So in diagramming a prepositional phrase, it must be placed under the word it modifies or under the word that it is connected to. So to diagram a prepositional phrase, we have to draw a slanted line that is connected to a short horizontal line under the word it modifies. So let us try to diagram this example. So of course, we have to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line to separate the subject and the verb. So let us write our subject, which is obviously she. She. And our verb, hides. She hides. So, have you noticed our preposition, which is inside? Therefore, as I said a while ago, if there is a presence of a preposition, the group of words is already considered as a prepositional phrase. So, we have to put it under the word it modifies or under the word it is connected to. So, what is that word in this sentence? She hides inside the cabinet. Does this phrase modifies hides? Or does it modifies she? So, obviously, the answer is hides. Why? Because this phrase tells about the verb. Where did she hide? She hides inside the cabinet. Therefore, we must put this phrase under the verb. So as I said, we have to draw a slanted line that is connected to a small or a short horizontal line. So in the slanted line, it is the place where we are going to write our preposition, which is the word inside. So we have to write it here. And take note that this horizontal line is for the object of the preposition. So in this prepositional phrase, our object here is the word cabinet. Therefore, we have to put the word cabinet in this horizontal line. Understand? Cabinet. So don't forget the determiner the. We have to put the determiner or even the articles under the word it modifies, which is the cabinet. Therefore, we have to write the here. So let us check if we diagrammed this sentence completely. She hides inside the cabinet. One complicated element is diagramming a sentence with compound subject and compound predicate. So class, a sentence can have two subjects or two predicates. And in some instances, we will encounter sentences with both two subjects and two predicates. So in diagramming this kind of sentences, we are going to create branches. So these branches is a combination of two horizontal lines which are interconnected with dashed vertical line. So I have here one example wherein we have two subjects, which is Alec and Donna, and also we have two predicates which are attended the party and participated in the games. So let us try to diagram this sentence. So as I said a while ago, if we have two subjects, we need to create branches. So for our subject, we have to draw one horizontal line and another horizontal line, which are interconnected with dashed vertical line. So this is where we will going to write our first subject, which is Alec. And on the lower part is our second subject, which is Donna. So take note that this dashed vertical line is where we will going to write our conjunction. This is our conjunction. So we have to continue our diagram, but since we have two predicates, we have to create another branch. But class, please don't forget to put a vertical line between the two branches because this line separates the subject and the verb. So we have to create another branch for our predicate. So in the upper part, we have to write our first predicate. Let's start with its verb attended. And then write our direct object, which is the party. Alec and Donna attended what? They attended the party. So don't forget to write the. So we're done with the first predicate. And let's proceed to the last predicate, which is participated in the games. So let us write the verb here, which is participated. Participated. So, since there is a presence of a preposition, therefore, this group of words is already considered as a prepositional phrase and must be written under the word it is connected to or under the word it modifies. So we have to write this prepositional phrase under the verb participated. So we have to write our preposition and its object And of course, the word the. But don't forget to write the conjunction. Let us draw a broken line here. And then write our conjunction. Okay, let's check if we diagram the sentence correctly. Alec and Donna attended the party and participated in the games. So, since we're able to diagram, let us proceed to the other element. For the next element, we're going to diagram compound sentence. A compound sentence is a sentence that has two independent clauses. By the way, when we say independent clauses,
it is the clause that has its subject and predicate and can stand on its own. So back to the definition of a compound sentence, it refers to the sentence that is composed of two independent clauses which are connected with coordinating conjunctions.
we have 7 coordinating conjunctions. Always remember the keyword fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Let us try to diagram this example sentence while I am giving you some steps that can be applied in diagramming compound sentence. So I dropped the glass but I maintained my composure. So it is a compound sentence because it has two independent clauses which are connected with coordinating conjunction. So the first step to diagram a compound sentence is to diagram the first clause. So let us diagram this one. So I'm not going to explain every element one by one because we've already talked about it a while ago. So since we're done with the first step, the second step is to draw a dashed vertical line under the verb. So we have to draw. So the next is to draw a short horizontal line connected to this dashed vertical line. So in this horizontal line, it is the place where we are going to write our conjunction, which is but. So our conjunction is but, that must be right parallel with the verb. So after this, we're going to connect another dashed vertical line. So after making this line, we're going to diagram the last clause, which is I maintained my composure. I maintained my composure. So, we're able to diagram this sentence, but let me tell you one important rule in diagramming a compound sentence. So this rule is to connect the two clauses in their verbs, meaning their verbs must be connected to one another, and these dashed vertical lines must be placed in the verbs. So let us check if we're able to diagram this sentence. I dropped the glass, but I maintained my composure. Since we're able to diagram this sentence, let us proceed to the next element. After compound sentence, we have complex sentence. Unlike compound sentence, who has two independent clauses, Complex sentence is a combination of independent and dependent clauses. I've already told you that independent clauses can stand on their own. On the other hand, dependent clauses from the word itself, dependent, cannot stand on its own. And in diagramming complex sentence, the dependent clause is also called as an adjective clause because it gives additional information to the object of the main clause. So let us look at our example sentence. Harry visited the hospital where Trina died. So the object of the first clause is hospital. So what hospital or which hospital? Harry visited the hospital where Trina died. It is the hospital where Trina died. So let us try to diagram this sentence. The first step to diagram a complex sentence is to diagram the main clause. So let us diagram the main clause, which is Harry visited the hospital. Harry visited the hospital. Harry visited hospital. So, the next step is to diagram the other clause, but make sure that you will provide a space between the two clauses. So, let us diagram the other clause. It Trina died. We still have one word to diagram, which is the word verb. So to diagram this word which connects the two clauses, we have to make a dashed line from the object and the clause that modifies the object. This dashed line is where we will put the word verb. So let us check. Harry visited the hospital where Trina died. So this is how we diagram complex sentence. Once again, I am teacher Lovely May Colosa. I hope you learned a lot from our discussion. Thank you for watching.